everybody. Nice to see everybody come out today. My name is Tia Upshaw, and I am the CEO and founder of Black Women in Excellence. Today, we're going to be chatting about the pitch competition. We had a pitch competition September 10th, 2022, and it was the first of its kind. It was an all Black women pitch competition. And of course, Tia and BWIE had to be the first to accomplish this. It was a lot of work that led up to the pitch competition, but it went off without any issues. It was a huge success for the Black community in the Atlantic Canada provinces. And today I have with me the winner and the runner-up. The winner is Tiffani Young with Natural Butter Bar and Funmi with Meech Nat Fashions.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So one of the things, and the reason why I did this today is because a lot of people have been asking questions. It's like the pitch competition happened, and then it was like nothing. Nothing from Tia, nothing from Tiffani, nothing from Funmi. Lots of pictures, but no background on how the pitch competition went. So I decided to do this. So I'm just going to ask these guys a few questions that you guys are probably all wondering too. And I'm going to start with Tiffani.
Sure.
Tiffani, how was it leading up to the pitch competition?
It was stressful. We were chatting earlier before getting started, and I'm not a huge fan of public speaking. So I was very nervous about getting up in front of people, specifically to be judged as well. Then I found out that it's being live streamed. So then there was that added layer of pressure. However, as much as it was a bit stressful and nerve wracking, I was also very excited. It was my first pitch competition ever. And I felt that it would be a really great opportunity to gain that experience, to, you know, really talk about my business in a very professional way. Because it's easy to kind of just chat about your business in general terms and that type of thing. But I had to dig a little deeper, you know, really understand the numbers for myself and things like that. And I was really excited to be able to do it amongst, you know, my peers, other Black women, where I could show up and really be myself and know that the other women beside me have gone through similar experiences. So stressful, nerve-wracking, but more so exciting.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured all that. I just wanted to hear from the horse's mouth. Funmi, how are you feeling about the pitch competition preparation?
Oh my! I think Tiffani said it all. It was. I hate public speaking. I'm always nervous when it comes to public speaking. A lot of people see me out there, like probably on social media, and they're like, no, you can't be shy. I'm like if I have to stand in front of people, I get super nervous, like super nervous. But yeah, you know, it's exciting talking about something you're passionate about, and you know, hearing people. One thing I've always known is that the more businesses this day is more emotional based. The more people hear about your story, the more they're able to connect with you, and the more they're able to buy from you. So I mean, whatever thing you're doing, whatever solution you're doing, bringing, there's someone out there probably doing it in another way. Probably the value you're giving is different, but there's someone out there. So why would they want to buy from you? So the more I'm able to bring out my story, sell my story. Yeah. So in as much as I was nervous, I was determined to tell my story and let people hear more about my story. And it was exciting, you know, like Tiffani said, sharing, you know, that space with other Black women. I mean, that was powerful. Yeah. It was really powerful.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. One of the parts that I was really happy with the pitch competition is we end up partnering with Tribe Network and Pitch Better, which is an organization based out of Ontario, Toronto. And how did you guys feel when you went to the conference or workshop, I should say, for that day? I think it was about 3 weeks before the pitch competition. And how did you feel and what did you learn? Anybody can start.
It was a great experience. I think, again, being in a room with other Black female business owners was great. What I learned was what I really took away and tried to emulate in my own pitch was to focus on where I'm going as a business. It is great to talk about, you know, how you got started and where you are, but specifically for pitches, you're typically looking for people to buy into you, to invest in you. And so they want to see that clear path of where do you plan to take your business. So that was my biggest takeaway, that, and also to include stats.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which is probably something I wouldn't have done if I hadn't participated.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Funmi, how are you feeling about that day of events with Pitch Better?
It was a fantastic one. I mean, I've done a few pitches before, but my takeaway from there was the fact that, like Tiffany said, where you hope to be, like your future plan, because she was just like, I mean, we had some few pitch testing. We had to like talk about our business over there, and she was like, no, you have to tell them, how do you want to upscale your business? Where are you taking your business to? So I was able to incorporate that, and I think that is one of the things that the judges were looking out for. What is your milestone? Where do you want to go from here? Yes, you have a fantastic idea, but what is your future plan? Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I missed it. I absolutely took vacation that weekend, and I didn't realize it, but I have to stick to vacations. As an entrepreneur,
Yes.
when you're a mother, you can't say, oh, we're going to change the vacation, I'm going to do this now.
Yeah.
So I missed out on a huge opportunity to meet the Pitch Better team in person and actually hear you guys, because most people don't really know this. I wasn't a part of the preliminary judging. I didn't know who was going to pitch. I didn't know anything until I received the 11 candidates. So for me, I've been in the back end, not being able to experience what the preliminary judges did, what my consultant, Missy Cyril, got to experience with them. I've been in the background. I missed a lot of it. But I guess on September 10th, I really got to see what these women were doing. And it made me proud. I was a proud mama that day. One of the questions I did get asked from other people who didn't pitch, what would you do differently next year if you pitched? Oh, I know. I was like, I don't even know what to say when someone asked me that. I had to think about it and then literally say, okay, I would do this, I would do that for the pitch competition for next year. But in general, they were like, I wonder what the competitors would do differently. Would they say something differently? Would they change their whole pitch? Right. Would they do a different pitch deck? And I was like, I don't even know, guys. So, I mean, you guys can shoot it off or you can say absolutely nothing. Like we wouldn't do anything, but it's, how do you guys feel about that?
I think I'll go first. So I think as business keep evolving, new things will come up. Like I said, I've had a pitch before, and when I had my first pitch, I was talking about my marketing strategy, how I hope to get a customer. But my last pitch, I wasn't talking about that. So I believe that if I have to pitch again, I will definitely come up with, because I will be pitching at the stage where my business is.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is one. And I think that is basically it. It's you talking about the impact, the value you want to give, Yeah. So yeah.
It makes sense.
I would agree. I think the other thing is, especially now that I've done one, just to believe in myself more and to have more confidence in myself going into it. If you were a fly on the wall during my preparation, I was like a wreck. So I think, of course, my husband was there cheering me on and encouraging me throughout, leading up to it. And he was like, you're going to be fine. You're doing great. But I was like, oh no, this is, I'm going to bomb, right? So I think that's what I would change. But as Funmi said, I wouldn't change anything that I said, but as the business evolves, so a year from now, I should be saying something different.
To see that.
So yes.
And I mean, they were all nervous, you guys, I'll be honest, but we were on the other side of the room with another TV. We were able to watch the whole pitch. And I mean, I was running around, but even my fiance was watching and he was like, oh my gosh, like these women know, like they know their business here. And of course, the judges sprung up these questions that you're not prepared, no script, no pitch deck, no presentation can prepare you for a judge asking a curious question. And you have to answer on the drop of a dime.
Yes, yep.
That's the part that would really get me. And speaking of judges, we had 5 amazing judges. We had Beth McCormick from NSBI. We had Amanda Sparks from ACOA. We had Jesse Jollymore from Hope Blooms. We had Carla McKean from iNova Credit Union. And we had Layla Reme from Scotiabank. And all these judges have reached out to me and they gave me their feedback. And they were just like, Tia, it's one of the best events that was put together. And we felt the love and the support and the encouragement in that atmosphere that day. They didn't really have anything bad to say about any pitches. They were just extremely grateful to be a part of it. A lot of them did say that they have like opportunities for every woman. Like there's Tia, I want to get in contact with this one. Give her my contact. Because even if you didn't win, like Funmi and Tiffany obviously were the winners, but for the other women of 9 women, you may not have won the pitch competition, like the prizes, the money and all that stuff, but having people be able to see you visually streamed, having individuals in front of you who are judging you, who are in positions to help you scale your business or expand your business or even invest in your business as a startup, is a great gift. It's a great gift. So I got a lot of feedback from them, even the pitch coaches. Again, they were surprised, like Tia, like you really brought it. They were all just like, these businesses exist. One thing that we get as Black women in business, we get this stigma that, it's always a side hustle. It's never our main revenue in our household. It's a side hustle. There's no way she can live off of the little business that she's doing. And when the judges were able to hear all you guys pitch practice to them, they were literally in awe. Like, these are great businesses. These are businesses that are able to be successful and be able to scale to no limit. One thing I want to know from you guys, when you were pitching that morning, or even pitch practicing, but when you were pitching that morning, was there a regret where you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done this? Maybe I should just wait until next year or the next one? Or are you just like, shoot, I'm just going to do it?
Definitely not. I don't know about Funmi.
No
regrets.
None at all?
No regrets. I mean, the only thing I would say, the only but was I think when one of the judges asked me a question, okay, you've been to pop-up show, you've been everywhere, so what next for Mishnat? Like, this is something I say normally. Like, I will always say, I think anybody that knows me hear me say that I want a physical store because fashion is visual. People need to. And right there and then I was lost. I couldn't say it. I was like, where do you have your eyes set on next?
I mean, like I've mentioned, I want to get into more retail stores.
Right. When I went back, I was like, wait a minute. Why couldn't I just answer that question?
It's a hard question. I get asked that often too, mainly about the organization and myself. Even young, junior high students will say to me, Miss Tia, what is next for you? And I'm like, huh? When are you going to be done? And I'm like,
we're never done.
I don't know. So that question really stumps a lot of people because you're stuck in between being humble, as people should say, and wanting to really express, this is what I have plans. Like, this is crazy plans, but you don't want them to be like, oh, that's just too much. So you kind of stay in a stuck position like, oh, well, and then you go, we'll see, whatever God brings my way type thing, right? Whatever I'm blessed to have, I'll do. When reality, you want to say, I want a store. I want 2,000 square footage. I want to have live models in the window. I want to be in every local, grocery store, drugstores. I want to be Sally's. I want to be Walmart. That's what we want to really say. But, we're always taught to be humble, to humble ourselves as, Black women. What would you say to someone that said, I missed this year and I should have done it, and I'm thinking about doing it next year? What advice would you give them?
Go for it. To kind of still answer your last question, of course, hindsight's 2020.
Oh yeah.
There's always ways to improve our answers to questions, but as far as making the commitment to participate, no regrets there. And, if you shied away from applying this year or doing it this year, I say go for it next year or any other pitch competition that comes up. We miss opportunities that we don't take. I went into it with, regardless of if I win or not, it's going to be a great learning experience. It's great exposure. And then, as nervous as I was with the live stream, I was like, wow, this is really going outside
Yeah.
of HRM, outside of
Yeah.
Nova Scotia. This is huge. So, take that opportunity, because you never know what would happen. You could be sitting here next year,
Yeah.
having this
Absolutely.
interview, right?
Yeah.
So,
What about you, Funmi?
I mean, absolutely, I'm on with Tiffany, because when I was going in for the pitch, I was just like, because when we were at the practice with the people that did,
coaches.
that did the training for us, I hear people's story and I'm like, wait a minute, like, why will a judge choose my story
Over
over
Yes.
them?
Yes,
I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to use this for practice
Yeah.
and see how I can develop, like, get feedback and all. I wasn't like, if anybody had told me I was going to win, I would have argued. But I was just like, okay, I'll give it my best shot, because I know everybody's story is like unique. And, you hear someone talking about sex trafficking. You're like,
You're
what
like, oh,
impact is
Lord.
passion?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
and this is you talking about passion. Like,
Yes.
get out of here.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
So I'll say, if you're planning to, if you did not take part this year, it's something you should take part next year or any other pitches, because it's an opportunity for you to tell your story, like I always say. Like, someone was asking me the other day, the person was like, oh, it seemed like you like being seen everywhere. We see you doing this, we see
It's
you
true,
doing
though,
that.
Funmi.
I'm
Girl,
like-
you're everywhere. Stop.
I'm like, people need to hear my story to buy from me. That's, I mean,
Yes.
people can always go online and buy, but they need to connect with me to buy, and that's why I do this. I'm like, I don't like being a celebrity, but if this is what my business
it takes.
requires, then I
It
have
is
to give
what
it what
it
it
is.
takes.
Yeah.
So if you need to do this, you need to. I mean, there's no reason why you should not. There's no reason why anybody, if you want the success of your business, because businesses have gone beyond you just being in your corner and do your thing. You have to get your name out
It's
there,
true.
and for you to get your name out there, it's through this avenues, just maximize it. Take part in it.
Yeah.
Everybody is a winner, regardless.
Absolutely.
Because the fact that someone is listening to your story, it's you
inspiring.
winning.
Given that
Yeah.
platform.
You don't even know who you guys
Yeah.
inspired at home that day. They don't even know.
Yes.
And the reason I asked that question, I was saying to you guys before we started shooting, that my oldest daughter, Shaikia, and her fiance, Trinae, they have luxury chocolate bomb business. And they've been in business almost 3 years this December. In multiple restaurants, they have multiple contracts, like they're a hit. And they did not pitch this year. And I didn't really, feel a way about it. But my fiance said to them, like, you should have pitched because your mother, put a platform for Black women. You are a Black woman and you have a business. You guys should have pitched.
Yeah.
But they felt like they weren't ready. Let me tell you, at the end of the day, when we were done and we were cleaning up, my daughter said to me, Mom, I'm all in it next year.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
Yes.
If they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Even the volunteers that were there.
Yeah.
Kyla Derry and Tanya Paris were like, we're pitching next year. Like, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, I do like them for the volunteers. Keep in mind, without them, I couldn't have managed that day. But I can get other volunteers.
Yeah.
But I really want them to pitch. But by watching you guys, you inspired them. You educated them on what to expect. And they can't wait to do it next year.
Yeah.
And I keep saying next year because, yes, we're doing it again next year. Of course, it's going to be bigger and better.
Yeah.
I want to see more Black women in business come
More
out.
competitive. Yeah.
There are a lot of us out there. And I was saying that for months on social media. You don't have anything to lose.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing to lose to come to this.
Nothing.
You get free food. You get exposure. You get encouraged and you get coached on your terminology, your language, what you should be saying when it comes to pitching your business. But you have everything to gain. You don't have nothing to lose and you have everything to gain just from coming for a day to a pitch competition. And I don't want to make it seem like it's minimal because there's a lot of work that, as the lady said, that went into it. And this year we're going to do it a little bit differently. So we'll start planning everything in December. And then we'll have our open calls in January, February. And then there will be a series of workshops. So people don't feel like it's all like pushed into months of bump, 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 bump. I want people to be able to say it was a whole Black experience to be a part of the pitch competition. Does anybody have anything to add to anything here today that they would want to tell the audience, young entrepreneurs coming in, anything you want to say to the judges, coaches, anything, feel free to do so. Go ahead, Funmi. Get it, girl. Get it.
I think she's going for
Okay, go ahead, Tiff.
I'll go after.
First, I just want to say, congrats to you, Tia, on this competition. And, I know you really spearheaded it. I know you had a team around you and a lot of support as well, but you took that first step. It was an amazing experience. I learned a lot about myself, about my business, made some great connections as well. That's another thing that you will gain.
Oh, absolutely.
I've made some friends out of it as well, because it was really stiff competition. However, everybody was so supportive and so encouraging to one another, which was a really great thing. Because a lot of times we think, oh, well, we're competitors, like, for example, myself and Kiosha are in the same industry. Yourself and Blessing were in the same industry. I think everybody else was kind of in their own. But even within that, we were very supportive of one another. And for anybody who's, still on the fence, the biggest risk was starting your business. So if you already have your business and you're already doing that,
let's get it.
Then just take all the opportunities that come your way. It doesn't hurt to try. Like you said, you have nothing to lose. And anybody who's thinking of getting into business, if they're still on the fence about that, if it's what you're passionate about and what you see yourself doing, then just start. There's a community here that you can reach out to. When I was getting started, I had no idea what I was doing.
Girl, you and me
and,
both.
I just asked all the questions and I reached out to others who were doing it. And never once have I not gotten either the answer I was looking for or advice, or at least, hey, I'm not sure how to help you here, but I'll keep an eye out, So just go for it. And one last thing I would say is the day itself was set up so beautifully. Another stigma that comes with having Black events and Black organizations is, oh, well, it's late. It doesn't look as nice. Like when we walked into the space, it was like, wow. Like it was set up so beautifully. Everything ran so smoothly. The volunteers were amazing.
Yeah, they were.
It was like I'm at an event. I'm at a Black event.
Absolutely.
It was just that I was at an event that was really well done, really well organized, and was a great time.
Absolutely.
And I think that's something sometimes as Black business owners and in Black spaces, it's hard to navigate that because you want to be Black and be proud, but you also want to do something that all those stereotypes don't follow you, And so that's one thing I wanted to say was that it was a beautiful event that happened to be filled with beautiful Black people.
Women. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. I feel so good now. Go ahead, Funmi.
I mean, we know the impact you've always bring, like supporting women in business, trying to help them scale. I mean, that's your vision. Your vision is you don't just do it as a side hustle. You have to scale your business, and you're really going for it. And the pitch was like it was a top notch. It was so well done. It was really amazing. And I mean, I'll just say to everybody out there that is like listening to this or watching, like you don't have to be scared. Like. Do it like there's this word that they said, do it scared. Like, do it scared. If you already have that passion, if you already have that solution you're bringing, don't be timid. Like just go for it. People are out there to support you. You will get all the support you need. And with Black Women in Excellence, she's really like out there to give you all the resources that you need, all the support you need. So if you're not on board, you need to get on board. And I mean, I was one of the graduates from one of our cohorts, one of the programs she did, and I learned a lot. So if you're not on board, get on board, and just maximize all these opportunities, because the truth is, as things are opening up, the opportunities are getting smaller.
You know
what I mean.
I realize that too.
Tap it to while you can, because. I mean, you can't get this anywhere. If we are in Toronto, we won't be getting this much of the support.
No.
And this place is growing, is getting there. So if you're like, don't procrastinate. Now is the time. Get on board and grab those opportunities.
Wow. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I said that in a conversation to a couple of people maybe about a month ago. Now that things are growing here in Nova Scotia and Halifax, and the pandemic is not a thing no more, things are starting to get smaller and smaller for Black businesses.
Yes. Yep.
So capitalize on the opportunities now, because I don't even know, and we're getting ready to go through recession. I know it's another topic for another time, but I know the recession is going to hit Nova Scotia within the year. Capitalize on your businesses. Start it today. It is the worst sitting on something and not really, you're on the fence thinking about, I want to do a business, I don't want to do a business. Man, shit, just do the business. There's nothing to lose, just do the business. And, I'm here to support, any Black woman that's willing to, go hard for themselves. I'll go equally harder for you. Black Women in Excellence was developed to encourage, educate, and inspire Black women to become self-employed. So I want to say thank you to these guys for coming on today with me. Tiffany with Natural Butter Bar and Funmi with Meechnap Fashions. You guys, it's been a great experience for me. Being around you guys for the last couple of years anyways has been wonderful. And of course, through the pitch, watching you and knowing that you guys know your business so well. Like watching that was like, okay, these girls are not playing. They're coming for their bag. So I really enjoyed it. If you guys want to follow us, you can find us on all social media handles at Black Women in Excellence. But go to our website. Go to our website because you can watch the live stream video from the pitch competition on there. You can actually watch the commercials. You can watch the miniature interviews. You can watch it all. Go to www.bwiecanada.com. Thanks, everybody. And always remember, it's a beautiful day to be a Black woman.